Let's get Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers.
So he's saying that after the movement, after the awakening of the children of the tribe of Judah, and they continue to awaken the rest of the tribes, we would leave the land of the north. What is the land of the north? Babylon, also known as the United States of America, right? And we would be led out of the land of the north into the land that we're given unto our fathers. We'll be guided back into the wilderness and into the land that was promised to our forefathers, right? That's something that we all know, right? Now, the problem with our people is that we've become so engulfed in these particular movements and these divisions that we've ourselves forgotten who the enemy is. Those who once knew that the enemy was Amalek, that the enemy was Satan who sits behind Amalek, now see Donald Trump as the enemy. Or look at Joe Biden as the enemy. Or they're looking at, the Queen of England as the enemy, or the President of Russia as the enemy, or the President of China as the enemy, or the white man as the enemy, or COVID-19 as the enemy. Right? We've forgotten who our enemy is under the propaganda. Gotta be careful of the coronavirus. Separate myself from you. Don't touch me. Don't look at me, or else you're going to give me the coronavirus. Or don't talk to those white people. See. And even that plays hand in hand with stunting or disrupting the awakening. Right? When you create a divide between blacks and whites under Joe Biden and Donald Trump, under the racial injustices that have always systematically existed within the U.S., now the people that they already claimed, which is us, saying that those who believe that they're Israel are racist, what does that do for the movement? It's a race war waiting to happen. Or a race war waiting to happen. Now they look at the Israelite movement as a racist movement. Something that came up. This is a movement that came up underneath the racial injustices that began with George Floyd. See how they start to intermingle storylines? But ultimately, at the pinnacle of all of these issues, where is Judah? The face of it. Right? In a country that preaches coexist. Now all of a sudden, a friend that you've been friends with for 6 years supports Joe Biden instead of Trump, or vice versa, and now you can no longer be friends. Or you can't talk to me. You can't have me on your social media if you support Donald Trump, or if you're a Republican, or if you are a Democrat, or if you're an independent, or if you're a person who doesn't choose either side. At this point, it's like, pick a side or don't talk to me at all. I've seen that. How many of you have seen that on your social media, where you say, if you didn't vote, unadd me? If you didn't vote, unfollow me right now. Yeah. Right? So now it's where you can't even be neutral. It's like, pick a side, right? You see the foolishness?
It's sad, but it's true.
And what they're claiming is that the division is up top, right? oh, well, since there's division in the government, there's divisions amongst the people. Joe Biden and Donald Trump are probably friends behind closed doors. A lot of these politicians will argue on screen and go get dinner afterwards. Right? The division, we are dividing ourselves. See, the coronavirus, when they say it's asymptomatic, it all suddenly went from a virus that you could see. Before it was like, if somebody coughed, they got COVID. If somebody sneezed, they got COVID. Now you don't need to cough or sneeze to be COVID. So now you're wary of everybody that you're around. Well, don't get too close. I know I live in the same house as you, and I just got in the same car as you on the way home. But don't get too close, because you may be COVID. You just sat 2 feet from me in the same car. We was rubbing elbows in the car. And we get out, and you want me to stand 6 feet from you because of COVID. The main reasons for blacks being the focal point of these storylines is because our tribe is directly responsible for waking the rest of the children of Israel up. Right? Now the question is, who is the real enemy? Remember, the name of the lesson is stay focused. Right? Because now we've gotten deluded and distracted with all of these particular political and social issues, that we've been distracted from what we're really supposed to be focused on. Right? Because keep in mind, there's always something behind the something. You think that is COVID. You think that is Donald Trump, Joe Biden. You think that is racial injustice. So that's the wall that you put up, but you don't see what's going on behind that wall. We're going to show you what's going on behind that wall. Let's get Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
How many times have you heard that? I bet you're tired of hearing that. But we're going to go in a different direction with this scripture today. Read.
But against principalities.
But against principalities. Read.
Against powers.
Against powers.
Against rulers of darkness of this world.
Against the rulers of darkness of this world. Right? Read.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. The one thing that we must recognize in this scripture is that it is not exclusive to things we are not privy of seeing. Right? A lot of people look at this scripture and say, well, that means that our battle is only with things that we cannot see. I'm sorry, but 70 AD was very visual. You look back at 70 AD and it was definitely something that you could see and feel. So don't think that because our battle is spiritual that it cannot manifest itself in the physical.